my name is Joanne, and this is Broadcast Sunny. Today, I'm going to talk about things that you experience. You can only really experience when you're older. I'd love to hear your thoughts too, so please put it down below. Before I begin, I thought I'd give you a little tip about recording or Zooming, or live streaming, not a live conference call. I switched out my painting. I put a new painting there. The other one had a piece of glass on it, and I learned that it was reflecting everything up here. For this, it's no big deal. You just see me recording me. But when you're on a conference call and you're playing solitaire and only half listening, it could be rude. No, I did not get caught, at least not that I'm aware of. But one day when I was on on a Zoom call, I was looking at my picture and I went, "Hey, oh my God, it's reflecting!" And I freaked out. Anyway, that's your tip of the day, or of the week. So anyway, going back to 5 things you experience, and yes, wisdom is one of them, and everyone says that. That's the big one with age. But I have more specific. The first one, which I experienced, I would say even when I was 30, but probably it gets better with age. Every decade. Oh, God. It gets better. You become more comfortable with who you are. And I think... So I was never big on the peer pressure thing. I don't think I was. A little bit. And even today, I still, I have not completely gotten rid of it. I suspect I will not care more and more as time gets closer to death. But at the moment, it's a nice, good level. You kind of know who you are, which is nice. You kind of wish you knew this back in high school, because it would help you decide what you were going to do with your life. But unfortunately, you don't get that insight. But you don't really care as much of what other people think. Not as much. And these things is dependent upon your personality, but I find my friends also agree you are more comfortable with who you are as you get older and don't care as much what other people think. So the next one is that it takes longer to heal. That one's a hard one. So when I was younger, I used to play basketball, and I would jam my finger in the basketball and it would be like sprained. But by the next day, sometimes that evening, it was gone and it was fine. And it would heal that quickly. Not so much when you're older. It could take days, if not weeks. Now it could be that we coddle ourselves more when we're older. I could see that. I bet you it's because we coddle. No, I think it's probably a combination. Our body is not as quick to healing as much as... I sit on my feet a lot, and I just stopped, and I'm short on the seat. So I'll go back to sitting on my feet. Anyway, I have had aches and pains, which leads into number 3, use it or lose it. And that's basically, you gotta exercise, not, the intense cardio. And not that I'm saying don't do that. I'm just saying that's not the exercise I'm talking about. I'm talking about stretching and just using muscles that you don't typically would use or think to exercise. So I will give you an example. I had pain in my hand. No, I'll give you this first example where I first saw it. I was about 30. And my neighbor at the time, who was in his 50s, late 50s, maybe early 60s, I don't know. he squatted down. And he said, "Oh, look what I can do." And he squatted down, and I'm thinking, why wouldn't you be able to do that? And he had said, most people his age can't do that. I also remember an episode with Oprah Winfrey and Madonna. For those of you who are not as old as I, Madonna is a singer from the 80s, big pop singer. And Oprah, I'm guessing you still know who Oprah is, a talk show host. But she's been out of the limelight for a bit. For many, many years. Anyway, I remember on her show, she had Madonna, who was 40, and she had taken a photo shoot, and she was squatted down next to, I think it was a stripper pole. If I can find the picture, I'll put it up here. But, Oprah was like, "Oh, I can't believe you can squat down like that." Now, Madonna was like, "Yeah, of course." But she was also a dancer, and so, of course, she would feel that way. But I think the majority of people by 50 can't squat down. I haven't seen any statistics on that, but I think that is pretty accurate. A good part of America, let's say. I don't know about the rest of the world. They might be able to. They seem healthier whenever I visit them. I squat down. I tried to squat down several times. I'm not consistent as I like, and it is getting harder for me to do it. I kind of hold on to the side of, I don't know if that's fear or what, but I hold on to something with one hand when I do it. I try not to push myself up with it because I want my legs to do it. But yeah, I would have to say it seems harder, and I seem to be getting slower, which means I should do it more consistently. I have to put that part of my routine. Anyway, also, I had a bunch of little injuries. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but they were piling up. Most of them I was ignoring, and I keep looking at the screen. I should look at the camera, but most of them I was ignoring. And anyway, the one that was really bad is I had a kind of carpal tunnel. It was on the side here. It has some French name. I forget what it was, but it was like a carpal tunnel right here. It was very painful. And I was reluctant to go to the doctors for a variety of reasons. I don't know how much it was going to cost is what it came down to go see the doctors. And I've gotten bills from the doctors. I went, what the hell? I wouldn't have had to ask them to do that if I knew it was going to cost that much. And it seemed like a simple thing. And anyway, a long story short, I came across Miranda Esmundi White. Gotta say that slower. Miranda Esmundi White. She has a company called Eccentrics. She has a book called Aging Backwards, and I was aware of it at the time. She's on YouTube. Her daughter is too. Her daughter does some of the classes. And she is on PBS. I do the PBS episodes like 6 days a week. And she goes over all the muscles. And her, to me, her philosophy is you want to keep using these muscles and your body for as long as possible. So she tries to give you a workout so you will. And I believe she's in her 70s and she's still doing these workouts. And that cleared up this. Yes, my hand, it cleared up because she does hand muscles, hand exercises, but not just that. She'll do, she does a lot for the spine. She's very big into posture. And I agree with her. She has me convinced that the posture is very important to stability and flexibility into old age. I also had clavicle issues. No, I did not have it checked by the doctors either. Can't tell you what it was. Don't know to this day, but it's cleared up. After I started doing it, I had a groin muscle that I did pull, and I know how I pulled it, and I thought it would go away. I had it for years. Yeah, it would only show up really when I stretched it, so I would forget about it. And but that's gone away. I can stretch now on my legs and no issues. And then the last one, I had a tight, I forget what that muscle is called, that holds up the heel. It goes around the heel. And it wasn't plantar fasciitis that a lot of runners get. It was something else. Anyway, it was a tight, short muscle. That one I did go to the doctors. It was actually a physician's assistant, and he told me what the issue was, and it was basically stretching, which I did every so often, but it still wasn't perfect. Like when I would wake up in the morning, I would tiptoe to the bathroom or wherever because my muscles had to loosen up before I could stand properly on the soles of my feet. Well, not anymore. Now with this eccentrics, I now get out of bed and I can walk normally. So highly recommended for anyone, old, young, whatever, because I think what she goes over in that, it gets every muscle, and I'm just blown away by how all these little aches and pains that I've had that wouldn't go away, that used to go away when I was young, is gone. So yeah, that's my big recommendation. All that yabber to come to that conclusion. Do eccentrics. I highly recommend it. No, she's not paying me. She doesn't even know who I am. But yeah, I recommend. So the last one is memory mind popping, I guess you can call it. So I have found that I will have random memories come into my head more often than ever before. You have them every once in a while, but when you get older, I find that there's a lot of them, and it concerned me because I was thinking, am I going crazy? Am I getting dementia and reliving early years already, or what? So I asked around because that's what you do. Am I going crazy? And then they say yes. No, just kidding. I do find a lot of people are finding that to be true, that you have these random memories pop up. And before I came on, I looked it up because I was kind of curious, and I can't find anything that specifically talks about memories popping up into your head. But I did find some people, the search engine brings up, and yes, I know this isn't the most accurate, but I just wanted to see the theories out there. I saw one that associated it to earworms, and it's not that. I gotta get this focus off. Okay, it's not that. Because earworms are really a musical song that you can't get out of your head. That's how I always talked about earworms. The other one, now this one was interesting. It wasn't about memories popping into your head. It's like words or maybe a tune, but random items popping into your head, but you're not really associated to it. And this was an actual study, and it said that they believe it's your unconscious working and just popping into your conscious for a moment, I guess, and then leaving. And perhaps that's true. Maybe it's, your unconscious is working out something from that memory. I don't know. Another believed it was an association. This was not a study, it was a theory. If your mind is trying to tell you something, it will bring up a memory that maybe it's someone who you met or a song that you liked, and the name of the person in the song is the name of a person you should be looking for. I don't know. I never found that to be true. There does seem to be a common thread about these memories popping up when you're doing, I don't want to say meaningless tasks, but tasks where that doesn't take a lot of brain power. And I find that to be true. It's usually like when I'm doing the dishes or the laundry, chores, going for walks, or driving, which I know is not entirely mindless, but somewhat. So, that's one of the biggest ones that I was surprised to come with aging, is these memories are popping in, and they're very, I want to say vivid. Maybe vivid's too strong, but they're strong memories that pop up. And there's a part of me that also thinks maybe this is like my brain showing me my life passing before me in slow motion. It's like, you're gonna die soon, so let's relive it, and then we'll take you out. Yep. Death, yay. No. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on aging that I didn't have in my 20s. I might be different, who knows? Like I said, if you have anything you experience that you think you can only experience in old age, please put it down below. I would like to commiserate with you. Or maybe, enjoy this moment. Like I said, I enjoy feeling comfortable with who I am. I say this as someone who has a filter on, but watch my video I do on me without a filter. Get an idea. See, I'm not afraid to show myself. Okay, maybe a little bit. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe. If there's any topic you would like to hear about, let me know. I think next week though, I'm working on a visual journal, and I'm gonna start showing you my pages. I gotta finish it up, and maybe I'll film the last part of me putting it together so you can see it. I like how this one came out. Okay. The end. Go to bed. Yeah, that's Mindy. I'm watching the Mindy Project. She says, go to bed. I like the end. Good day. The end. Good day.